A couple years ago, a little gem called A Dinner for Smuts came to the theater. It was really good about how a guy named Tim ends up using a guy who he calls an idiot for his advantage. But throughout it all, it's so the good he had in him. And how he was really a good person altogether, and there was no apologies needed by the end. And fortunately, that includes how hilarious it was. Dinner for Smucks is a movie that starts out pretty simple. A man named Tim is up for a promotion if he can bring somebody who is the biggest idiot to a dinner. Tim isn't ready. What's good about this movie is Tim is a good guy. He finds it offensive at the start, and then when he meets Barry via car accident, he ends up really at first trying to help him, but then starts seeing him as a way to come in there. Not so much because he's a freak, but so much because he's got a unique talent that most people would disagree about. And that's the same when this happens. That's the same. I don't may not be the best that he approves. He approves using Barry, but throughout it all, you really can kind of see what's going on. Barry is a good friend to Tim throughout it all, and even when he messes up, only messes up out of being a good friend and stuff. He actually ends up trying to correct everything, and when he finally does messes up, he feels bad about it. The best I think thing is the dinner itself, where they collect a lot of people who are unique down there at the party, and really there are some of the funniest gags down there, including a cameo by Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist. One of my favorite highlights of the movie is Thorman, played by Zach Galifianakis. He is so funny as this character. He actually gets into your head, and you actually even wonder about why he ends up even doing all this. Regardless, this actually is really a good way to tell about not judging people. I think it's really good how in the end it doesn't take Willie Tim or forcing Barry or Barry feeling obligated to do it, but it works out just by Barry showing up there as a friend and realizing he made a mistake. It also works too how even after Tim confesses, without spoiling too much, Barry accepts that he's who he is, and accepts that you know what, he's good at his talent with what he is, and